What is up, guys? This is Jared Spalding here, and I'm going to be doing kind of a follow-up to my video mistakes to avoid when silver stacking, or more like a follow-up to mistakes to avoid when silver stacking remastered, because the original one's quality was very poor, and I don't want you to expect that same quality with this video. So expect the same quality that you got from the remastered version, which was very well received compared to the original. And so yeah, I'm just going to be talking about scams to avoid when silver stacking. Very many topics to cover, because it's not just your typical scams of fake silver bars and stuff like that, which of course I'll cover first because it's the most obvious, but there is definitely other scams too out there that you might not even be aware of. So the first one I'll be covering is not just the fake silver bars that are outright fake, but the ones the ones that say either Tibetan silver or maybe German silver, those type of bars. And these aren't outright scams because they never promise you that it's real silver, and they're not selling a bar that claims to be real silver. All they're selling is a bar that says either German silver, Tibetan silver, whatever kind of silver it is on it, and those silvers are not claiming to be real. However, they don't make any attempt to tell you that it's not real silver, even though it's labeled as silver. Now, of course, like I said, it says Tibetan silver, so technically you wouldn't be able to get a refund, and that's one of the things that makes it terrible, is that the eBay protection services and everything wouldn't even protect you in that case, because of the fact that they're not really outright ripping you off. I mean, really, it is a scam. It is a scam, but it's really more just from you being, I guess, oblivious, rather than them trying to outright, sell you something. But they'll be priced, like, usually this happens with 1 ounce art bars, and they'll be priced at the, same cost as a regular 1 ounce silver bar. And so it just seems like it would be the case that it'd be real silver, and it's really not. And like I said, there's nothing you can really do about it, because you're getting what you paid for, right? You paid for a 1 ounce Tibetan silver bar, and that's what you got. So it is something that unfortunately people fall for because they think it's real silver. They see the word silver and they automatically assume, which is not something you can do, because it's going to end up hurting you pretty bad. So next thing I want to talk about is just straight up just fake, silver bars or rounds. Now, this one's extremely easy to avoid because of the simple fact that all you have to do is buy from reputable dealers. When you're buying generic bullion especially, it's so commonly faked that you might as well only buy from big dealers. Even if you see a deal that's, looks pretty good, I mean, if it seems too good to be true, let's just go by this, then it probably is. Because, honestly, who would sell you, a 100-ounce silver bar for half price? Nobody would do that. Nobody could afford to do that. Nobody could make a profit off of that. So it's not like, someone would be doing that out of the kindness of their heart, because let's get real here. Everyone's in it to make money, including for themselves. And maybe you could make money buying the stuff. They know that. People who sell it, assuming that they're educated about silver. However, at the same time, they want to make some money off of it too, because they're maybe not doing it for a living, but they're at least doing it to make some type of profit, at the very least. At the very most, they are doing it for a living. So, therefore, simply just buy from big reputable dealers and you'll be fine. I mean, that's really, like I said, really easy to avoid. I mean, the fake coins and stuff like that, I mean, sometimes it is nice to take a risk on a coin. I've taken a few risks and gotten some decent coins that way. However, the dealer I know personally, I bought them from quite well, so I knew I could trust them. And maybe that, is simply me being lured into a false sense of security, but at the same time, at the end of the day, there are certain people that you can be pretty sure wouldn't try to rip you off. However, you really do never know, because I've heard of people, even other people I actually know who, thought they had friends who ended up selling them a bunch of fake coins and stuff like that, and they ended up, getting pretty well scammed off of it. So, therefore, you need to simply stick with the big dealers. I mean, unless maybe you really know you can trust the person like I do, or simply, I guess some smaller people would be okay, because just look at these photos, I guess, examine the photos, and make sure that you can tell from the photo that the coin is real. And if they send you the coin that's not pictured, then that's on them. And also, if they send you a fake coin, then maybe they could try to pull off something where they say that we never promised the coin was real. However, if it's not even the coin that's in the photo, then they're going to end up getting in some type of trouble from it, and you'd get a refund, especially if you send them a message saying, is the coin photo the same one I'll receive, and they say yes, and you receive a different coin, then that's a surefire way to get them, to have to give you a refund if the coin were fake. So there is ways you can pull it off still. But otherwise, I'd say just stick with the, stick with the big companies, like JM Bullion, Provident Metals, and Modern Coin Mart, I'd say, are the top three for me. APMEX I would not say, just because of the fact that they rip you off a lot, and not just rip you off, but like their prices are a little too high, which is the next thing I want to talk about. So this scam is a little bit less known. It was pointed out by a fellow YouTuber a long time ago, probably over a year now, and basically what it was is these people were selling these 1 ounce silver bars, and they were real silver, but they were selling them for like $50 a piece or something like that. And people were buying them up like hotcakes. They were out of stock. I'm pretty sure they had 2,000 of them in stock, which meant that the person would have made $100,000. Well, not made, but gained $100,000. Not all profit, but they probably bought the bars for $20 a piece at the time, and therefore they were making a lot of profit off of it. Again, this is another scam that's super easy to avoid, because all you have to do is know the price of silver. Check it all the time and you'll be good. If it's really that tough for you, then just check it. I mean, right before you purchase. If you don't even trust the price within the same day, that's understandable. So just check it right then, right before you're about to buy it, because for all you know, you might be buying, even if you're not getting scammed necessarily, because anybody would know not to buy silver at $50 an ounce, because you would have heard it going up to $50 an ounce before, and then you'd be buying in a bubble, and that would be a really dumb mistake. But even if, you somehow didn't, you somehow found a silver deal that seems good, what if the price happens to drop, $2, $3 an ounce, and you end up buying too high? Because the prices will adjust themselves, but not everybody has it set up to do that. Like I know JM Bullion had that set up on their 5 ounce bar to do this, so you could lock in the price real quick by buying the bar before it might go up or down. But not everybody's going to do that, and they might have their bars priced just normally, and they might go down by a couple dollars an ounce within the next day if the price drops, and you might be able to get a better deal on it. Or the price might drop a little bit right after you buy. So again, maybe you just want to wait there. There's not much you can do about that because you can't predict the price, but you can know the price up to the second before you buy the silver, and make sure that you're really not getting scammed, because otherwise, that's on you, I guess. So the next scam that I'd like to talk about, and this isn't, I guess this isn't really a scam so much as just something to avoid in general. That is stolen silver, and this is one that this is the one time where you might be getting sold real silver at a really good deal, because it's all profit for the person because they stole it from somebody else. And this is kind of a tough line, a fine line you have to draw. Are you willing to pay for silver that is fake? At somebody else's, somebody else's problem now. I guess I was gonna say somebody else's demise, but I don't know. That just didn't seem the right way to word it. But in any event, somebody else got ripped off, and now you're getting it silver at a decent price. But like I said, it'd be stolen. And I do believe that they have ways to track down certain stuff, depending on what it is. Like 10 ounce bars, for example, I think are big enough weight where they might be able to track down the serial number on it. But it's not like there's some kind of digital encoder, so I don't think that they'd be able to track you down instantly. But if they happen to find that person, then they, and sure enough, if there's someone who's just some small time guy who's stealing small bars or whatever, they're gonna rat you out in a second anyway, and the police are gonna come knocking on your door the next day, and you can get charged with buying goods that you knew were stolen. That is a charge you can get, and then maybe you could claim you didn't know they were stolen, but it'd be I guess your word against the other guys if he's trying to get you charged in order to get himself off easier. which I know that the person would do if they're just, like I said, just some small time, scheming and stealing stuff. They wouldn't really care about you at all. Anything they can do to get themselves with a lesser charge would be great for them. And so that's the only kind of risk I can think about with that. Other than the fact that it really is kind of messed up. Somebody else's, hard work was just stolen away from them and it's being sold to you at a discount. That is really would be a messed up thing to happen. So, therefore, I would definitely say just to avoid it. And like I said, not really much of a scam, just something to just overall avoid. And then finally, the last thing I want to talk about is something else with stolen silver, but silver being stolen from you. And this is a very broad thing because whether it be somebody close to you or just, a robbery, whatever it is, I mean, there's a lot of instances where this can happen, so there's many things you have to do to protect yourself. And I did do a whole video on how to protect your silver stack. However, this is, still something that might be of concern to you, so, I would say never let anybody get too close to your stack. And if you are going to be showing it to somebody, like maybe want to show it to friends or family, then I would say to pull out the silver from its hiding spot already before anyone can see it, and then maybe show it off a little bit, because I mean, at the end of the day, as much as we try to be professional, it is kind of fun to show off your wealth, and it is kind of just a cool thing to have, especially if you have some of those unique pieces. Then it definitely would be cool to show to some people. But like I said, don't pull it out from its hiding spot, because who says that what stops them from snagging a bar while you're not looking from that hiding spot, right? But if you have it in a good spot and they don't see it, and then you just kind of you keep it out in some type of safe or something when you're showing it. And if someone tries to take your whole safe, that's gonna be really tough to do, and you would see them. Hopefully, unless you're really that unobservant, but you just put it in a safe, and then once everyone's gone, then you can put it back in its hiding spot. That would seem a little, I guess, kind of ridiculous to go out and buy a safe just for that, but I'm just going to assume that you'd have the silver in a safe anyway in your hiding spot. I don't know if you'd have it bolted down or where. I guess it depends on really how you're hiding your silver. But I would say just to, like I said, just pull it out from its hiding spot before and you should be good. And then again, also, never really trust somebody too much, because when it comes to a lot of money, people are willing to do some pretty messed up things for it, and that might include stealing from you. You might think you know someone really well, but who says that, what's to stop the person, because a lot of people have admitted that under, circumstances where there is a lot of money involved, they'd be willing to do some extreme stuff. So, who's to stop them? So just make sure you're always keeping a careful eye on your stack, and you are not letting anyone get too close to it, because otherwise you could get robbed, and that's just not something that I want to see happen to you guys. So, anyway, though, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and that is it for this one. Peace, love, and much respect.